Trying to get this to rotate the other way, but I think we're stuck like this. So drop it down in the chat who's here so I can recognize you from the school community or from YouTube, your username. Let's see some people in the chat. Vincent, what's up, man? Wild. I recognize some of your names. All right, guys. It's 12:01. So I'm going to start off by going over some of the stuff that I'm going to be giving away with the square wave TIG. And then, what's up? I think it's Ethan. Good morning, man. All right, we're gonna go over some of the stuff that comes with this thing. So first thing, nice little cover. If you want to like do some mobile rig stuff, I did that actually for a while. I had it on a truck. Used the cover so it didn't get wet. And then let's go for our torches. We got the factory Lincoln. Let me check out my comments here. I got the computer over here. Cool. All right. We got the number 17 torch. This is the Lincoln torch. It's 12.5-foot lead. Nice torch cover on it. This thing I think is rated for 150 amps. I don't know why Lincoln doesn't give you one that's rated for 200, but you can weld with 200 on it just fine. For yeah, just for a couple of minutes. It would be great on a flatbed. That's what I had it on. But you can do some welding with this at 200 amps. You're not going to destroy it, but if it gets hot, let it cool off. That's the first torch. Also, I have consumables both for this torch and the other one that'll come with it. So all you guys need is gas, you know, filler rod and something to weld. And you can run this thing. All right, we'll check out the other torch. This one, this is my favorite one. Number 9, all air cooled, but a little bit smaller. I think these are rated for 125 amps, but it's a little bit smaller. You can get into tight spots. Both of these torches are flex heads, which I love a lot. Get the perfect angle for whatever you're doing. This one's a 25-footer, if I didn't say that already. You can reach pretty far with this thing. And I have, like I said, consumables in the consumable kit that come with this thing for both of these. All right, what else we got? Of course, comes with the ground clamp. We've also got the Lincoln foot pedal. This thing's super sturdy, good foot pedal. It's not like chintzy like some of those ones are. If you feel them, they suck. This one's good. This welder's kind of cool because, I mean, a lot of welders, you can plug them in 110 or 220. This one, a whole nother plug. This plugs into the back of the machine. Then you can plug it into 110. And then right now I got the 221 hooked up. Let's check out some comments. Let's see here. Answer you some of you guys. Cool note to self. Yeah, flex heads are awesome. 18 for a cup like you suggested in the school community. Yeah, man, those cups are awesome. I think it's actually a 19, the BBW SG, and then the BBW is a 16. I was using the 16 for stainless, and it was like all right, but the 19, that was way better. For some of you guys who may not know, the number of the cup is how many 1/16ths of an inch it is. So a number 8 cup is 8/16ths or half an inch. Number 16 cup is 16/16ths or 1 inch. So that's a really good thing to note. And then your stick out can be equal to the inside diameter of your cup. So if you have a 16 cup, that's 1 inch. You can have up to 1 inch of stick out. That's like the general rule of thumb. You can go over that if you have to. The more you go, the more you got to turn your gas up. But you will get to a point where you're just like not doing anything. You'll get oxidation on the tungsten. Your part won't get good shielding. But yeah, it's a good rule of thumb. Stick out equals cup size, a maximum. You can obviously go less than that, but that's typically the maximum. And then if you want to go any further than that, just kind of try it. It may or may not work. Be aware of that if it's not working. Have you done any cast aluminum welding like for wheels? I've done a lot of wheels. Cracks in wheels. Wheels are like typically cleaner than other cast aluminum, so wheels aren't too bad. If you have a specific question about wheels, let me know. But typically what I'll do is, say if you have a crack near the lip, you'll stop drill at the inside of the crack so that it can't crack further, because if you just weld over that crack, sometimes it'll continue. So you'll put a drill right at the end of that crack, drill a hole straight through, and then I'll even go as far sometimes as taking a carbide burr and grinding the entire crack out. Like, you get your burr that's maybe 1/4 inch wide, grind the whole crack out, you've got a 1/4 inch slot in the wheel, and just fill that completely with weld and then grind it smooth. And that's like, some people might call that overkill, but it's like, no question, as long as your weld's good, it's not gonna crack again or anything like that. Let's see, have you done any? Yes. BBW is nuts, yes. All right, we'll continue on with what we've got with the giveaway. We got our foot pedal. I'll show this to you guys here. I've actually never used one of these. This is a torch switch, and they gave me 2 with my Typhoon 330. Oh, you know what? I just realized. So this is a torch switch. I've never used one. I want to, but I just realized I am not paying very good attention because this pin adapter or pin plug for this is different than the one for the Lincoln. So I'm gonna hang on to this. I'm gonna see if I can find an adapter to go from this pin to the pins for the Lincoln. If I find one, I'll buy that too and send it to whoever wins the giveaway. If not, I'll just give this away separately to someone else, one of you guys, probably in the school community. So if you're not in the school community yet, definitely join the school community. That's the only way to get more entries. So if you're not in the school community yet, join the school community. You'll get 3 entries. I'll check that and get your entries in if you join now. I'll check that before I actually select who's the winner of the giveaway, because I haven't chosen yet. I have a random generator list. We got about 250 people in the giveaway. I've got a random thing. I click a button and it'll choose one of your names. You guys are commenting away. I really appreciate it, guys. Let's check it out, see who's saying what. Cast aluminum welding. Slow in sand or something. No, I don't think you. That's about wheels. No, you shouldn't have to let it cool down slow. I mean, it's always best to let something that you've welded cool at like a normal rate. It's not the best idea to like hit it with air or something, especially on aluminum that's a little more common to crack, or something that's hardened, or something cast steel. You do have to, that might be where you're getting that. Cast steel you have to let cool slowly because it will crack very easily. Aluminum, you don't have to worry about that. But like I said, don't like blow it with air or something. Not that that would necessarily hurt anything, it's just to be safe. So no, you do not have to let it cool down any slower than just in room temperature air. I work with 20 millwrights and 8 machinists and 3 welders. Always cool seeing them work in the hot bays. Good luck out there, dude. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Rosa Chad. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you. School community is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you promoting it on the page all the time. That's awesome. Thanks for adding the reference sheets. Yeah, those really, really helped me. There's a bunch more coming. Some of them I gotta make myself. Some of them, like those ones that I put up there, those are awesome. I gotta make some myself. I want them to be a little bit more specific. Some of them are like not, they have some misinformation or some stuff that's just not super clear. So I want to make some of my own. Last night infusion 1 1/4 made a huge difference in fitment for the collector to the flange. Yeah. Yeah, so Ethan here is designing a manifold, and I've done that. I've tried that a few times and done it a few times. I don't know if you're trying to design just the collector or trying to design the manifold. Once you get to doing the actual runners, it's very, very difficult in Fusion. I would honestly recommend just getting your elbows and doing it in person and just spend the time and get it. It's probably not going to help you too much in Fusion. I've tried a couple of times and just haven't gotten very far. But if you do figure it out, if you are doing it that way, let me know how it turns out. Thank you for the school community, the only place where I can get clear, precise, most importantly, good advice. Yeah, man, that's the whole goal of it. I see a lot of like, so there's a couple different kinds of welders. This is a little bit of a joke, but also kind of true. There's the guys who like study the science behind it, and then there's the dude who like is like, oh yeah, man, I just picked up the torch and the filler and figured it out, and like don't really know anything about what they're talking about. I consider it art, but these guys are like artsy, you know what I mean? And they don't, I see a lot of guys giving advice like that, and they're like, yeah, you just do it like this, and it's like, it can be a little bit of misinformation sometimes. So that's the purpose of the school community. I want to, you know, clear, this is the way it goes, no misinformation, no BS, and get you guys some accurate, on-point stuff. All right, back to the welder giveaway stuff. This one, this is like the best part. All right, so I can't tip this too much, but we got back caps for both the 9 and the number 17 torch. We got cups. Cups are universal for 17 or 9. We got, this is all CK Worldwide stuff. I thought it was FERC. Gas lenses for the 17. Gas lenses for the 9. We got 1/16. I'm not sure if I have a 3/32 in here, but we got collet bodies. The collet bodies, if you guys don't know, are for these small diameter stubby cups. The gas lenses are for these large diameter cups. I'm gonna include some details on consumables and torch styles and what fits what in the school community. So if you guys want to see that, join the school community. And I threw a couple of tungstens in here, some 1/16th and some 3/32, just so you guys can have something to start off with. This is like the isolator thing. This goes on the end of the number 17 torch for the gas lens cups. And then this one goes on the end of it for the collet body cups. If, depending on who gets this, how much they know and don't know, I'll even make you like a full rundown video where I'm doing it in the video to show you before I send it to you, so you know what you're doing. No questions about if you're doing something right or not. This has to go back in there. So yeah, this is probably like 200 bucks worth of consumables for the torches. So this is awesome for you guys. This will really help you out. And then I'm giving you guys this regulator. This regulator is the one that came with my Everlast, so it's brand new. If you can see up here, I have a dual flow meter on mine. That's 2 outlets, so I can have one for my machine and then one to come over here to run to a purge plug. I do have another dual flow meter, but the gauge on it that reads the pressure is broken because it was leaking and I just essentially blocked it off. I can give you that if you like instead of this one. My buddy's borrowing it right now. If you like, I can give him this one and give you guys the dual flow meter. I'll leave that up to whoever wins the giveaway. But yeah, the gauge on that one does not work, but this does, and then you can purge. So I'll talk to whoever wins. If you are going to be doing purging, I'll give you that one if you want it. Let's check out some stuff here. I thought your 6-to-puss exhaust header video was impressive. Imagine that requires a high quality tech job to ensure property alignment fitment. What engine was that designed for? That was for a 12-valve Cummins that I had. I pretty much built that manifold. I bolted the flange to the truck, sat in the engine bay. I built a jig to hold the turbo position, and then essentially built the runners from the head flange to my jig and tacked it with the TIG in place on the truck, took it off the truck, jigged it up to hold everything again, and then rebuilt all the runners. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, go check that out. I believe the link is in my bio. And there's more pictures on all that stuff. You might have to scroll back a little ways, but lots of cool shit on there. So, header, worked with people like you're talking about. I often find myself arguing with my coworkers about proper filler, cup size, etc. They want to hear nothing of it because I'm just starting. Yeah, man, it'll be like that for a while, and then you'll start kicking their ass at everything you do, and then they'll start asking you questions. So I've been through that. Like when I started at my job, there were some guys that didn't want to hear it. Now they're my buddies because they'll eventually learn to respect that you know your stuff despite your age. But always make sure that you actually know something before you argue with them about it, because it sucks to be wrong. Yeah, I find myself arguing. Oh, and a lot of times those kind of people will argue with you, and I find this a lot. They tell you to do something one way, and they say, well, just because that's how you should do it, and they don't really have a reason. So that's one thing I find very important. If someone tells you to do something some way, always ask why, and tell them, like, I'm just trying to understand. If they don't have a legitimate reason, and you have a legitimate reason for the way you're doing it, don't listen to them. Because if you don't have a reason, then why should I listen, you know? All right. Hello. We'll see who's going to win. Excited. Me too, man. That's a ton of consumables. Lucky duck, yeah. Do you have any advice on building manifolds? My next video is going to be on building the 1000 horsepower R33 GTR manifold. Watch that video. I'm going to go through it all, how to mock it up on a car. I'm going to use the Viper Swap Dodge Charger right here to demonstrate a little bit. Not the actual car that the manifold's going on. But yeah, watch that video and I'll give you all the advice. I'd get off on too much of a tangent talking about it right now. Will anyone who can build exhaust headers from scratch like that has serious skills? Thank you, brother. How many people entered? Like 230 something people. Whoever wins, you should post your work in the school community. Yes, definitely. Yeah, if you win, if you're not already in the school community or you are in the school community, I want to see how you use the welder. I'm hoping it goes to someone who's going to use it and really needs it. I said that in one of my videos that I hope people that already have welders don't really enter, but whoever wins, wins. There's not going to be any discrimination. Cups, collets, etc. Trial and error. I plan to post my work in the school community if I win. Good, man. Would you build your own CNC again or recommend just buying one? If you're pretty much buy one. If you're doing it to make money or I'll just say this, it's not going to be easier or cheaper to build one. If you want to build one for fun and just to see if you can do it, do it. If you want to have the best bang for your buck and the least headache, buy one. Also, and I can't recommend this enough, get an Everlast plasma cutter like I have. Highest quality for the lowest price. Things are totally awesome. Even if you don't use my link, I have a link in my description. I'd appreciate if you get one, if you'd use that. But if you don't, still get one because they're awesome. I'm not saying that. I get like 5%, so I get like maybe 30 bucks. That doesn't matter to me at all. Get an Everlast, whether you use my link or not. So would I build my own CNC again? Yes, because I learned a lot and I'm a bit of an idiot, but practically, probably not. I gotta follow your Insta. I didn't see that you had one. Yeah, you do. Congratulations on your follower gain. Thank you. Thank you. Seem extremely knowledgeable for such a young guy. Did you start welding before you learned to walk? No, but I started off making knives, forging knives in like 8th grade. And yeah, not a super long time, but I've always been interested in it. I've done it for quite a while. And quite honestly, it just comes down to you have to do the thing you want to do and only that thing, and you'll be the best at it at some point. Not saying that I'm the best, but at some point that would be nice. Thank you, by the way. CNC plasma cutter or CNC mill? I built the CNC plasma cutter back here. If you're asking if you should do a mill, I don't know. Depends on what you need. Hopefully the person that wins uses, yeah, I personally want to buy one but can't afford to. All my skills outside of school where time and materials are limited. You're going to want to pay attention, Vincent, to what I have coming up in the school community. I'm thinking about making a paid course, but it's going to come with all the stuff you need. We're going to have discounts on material. discounts on consumables, discounts on like top brand stuff, high quality equipment. I'm going to give you free material. I'll save the details for that. You'll see them later on when that comes out, probably around January. Hopefully that'll help you out with that stuff, those issues. But if you are looking for a good price welder, I don't know what your budget is, check out Everlast. You can get one that's more capable than this Lincoln here for way cheaper. Like I think I just got my buddy to buy one that's about equivalent to this, and it was like $750. So check them out if you haven't. You're not an idiot, dude. What you're doing is true talent. Thank you. What's your day job, and how do you have time for all these projects? My day job, I'm a welder for Lockheed Martin. I work 4 days a week, so that helps me have time for stuff. But I also, this is the only thing that I do. I don't do anything else. So there's definitely sacrifices to have time for this stuff. But that's the choice I make. This is what I'd rather be doing than anything else. So a lot of people make excuses. If you say, I don't have the time for something, that's not usually true. Usually you're just putting that time somewhere else. So if you want to have more time for it, you got to take time away from something else. And at that point, it's up to you what you want to put your time towards. So take it away from something you like less or something that's less important to you and put it into the thing that's really important to you. For me, that's welding. So I take my time away from friends, family, whatever else, and I put it all here. So yeah, let's continue. We got our regulator, gas hose, plug, the cart. I'm going to disassemble the cart after this video. Once I figure out who wins, I'm going to disassemble the cart and see if I can fit it in a box, and we'll ship it to you. So I think that is everything that comes with it. I'm going to move the camera and we'll take a look at some of the settings and the capabilities so you understand 100%. All right. Okay. We'll turn this thing on. Can you guys hear me all right? What is it you do in Lockheed? Where's that top secret? Yes, it is top secret. What are your future plans for the channel? Pretty much do the stuff I'm doing now, but do it better, do it bigger. Teach you guys, help you guys, and build cars. I've been thinking about getting architecting to 200, and maybe 250, honestly, for what I do. Haven't heard of those. Well, I've heard of them, I haven't used them. But, okay. You know what? We're just going to turn the welder off so you guys can hear. Drop it down here. Can you hear better now? Drop it in the chat for me, guys. Can you hear better? Yes? Cool. Okay. I guess it's too loud with the welder on. All right, I'll show you here. So we've got your amperage. This is 0 to 200. Use the dial to go from amperage, and then it'll drop down to pulse. You've got pulse 0 to 200. The other pulse settings are preset to 50% background amperage and 50% pulse time, which is essentially how much it drops down in amperage and for how long it stays at that lower amperage. And then we've got AC balance that I believe is 60 to 90%. That's all you should need is like 60 to 75%. AC frequency is 60 to 150, pretty good range. That's for like thinner stuff. You set it to 150, have a little bit more precision. And then heavy welding, you put it at 60 or a lower setting, and that gives you a little bit more penetration. I'm just skimming over these just for the sake of getting on to other things. And then right here, AC TIG, DC TIG, or stick. I have the stick lead for this. I'll include that. I don't use it, so it's tucked away, but I'll include that with it in case you guys want to do stick. All right. So if you guys have any questions about the machine, let me know. It is loud. Just the fan is really loud. All right. I'm thinking about getting an ARC Captain. I've heard of those. I've heard all right things, but I can't really say. Who knows? Excited for that manifold build. I would like to build a 4-cylinder turbo manifold because the ones for sale are cheap crap or not easy to get in the US and not much known for quality. What kind of car is that manifold for? Let me know. Do these have high frequency board issues? If you're talking about the Lincoln, I don't think so. I haven't had a single issue with it. It's run great. I know every welder has problems, intermittently. Some people have them where they don't work out of the box. Some people, they go for 10 years and then quit. Who knows? Volvo 740B230. I've not heard of that, but join the school community if you haven't, and post some stuff and I'll give you what advice I can. Also look out for that video coming. All right. Okay. All right, I guess guys, we'll get on and we'll do some stuff with checking out the settings on the Typhoon 330. This machine is not nearly as loud. It has fan on demand, and the water cooler also only runs when you hit the pedal. The fan, let me rephrase that. The fan for the machine and the water cooler only run when you hit the pedal, so it shouldn't be so loud. I'm gonna go ahead and plug that guy in and we'll flick it on. Cool thing about this welder, I think you missed it, but it has a really cool, you know what, I'll shut it off and do it again, just for the sake of seeing the sweet features. Check this out. I think that's pretty cool, Typhoon 330. You know what, let's see, can I flip my camera here? Oh, awesome, that's way better. So, and you can hear this thing's completely silent until I actually hit the pedal and strike an arc. So, we have pre-flow. I'll just go over, I'll give you guys a little rundown of what the settings actually mean in case you're not familiar. Pre-flow, you hit the pedal, and before the arc initiates, it'll flow some gas to get initial coverage. If you don't have that, you can get a little bit of contamination right off the bat. Dope, I used to work at a Volvo shop. Most of them smell like crayons to me. I've heard that about Mark IV Volkswagens. How to win the welder. To win the welder, you have to join the school community. The link is in my bio, and you have to comment on the pinned post. your YouTube username. That'll get you 3 entries. Yeah, send in $1 million. That's the other way to get entered. Okay, we'll stay on this. Start amps, basically like, so you're not getting full 85 amps right off the bat. It ramps up slow. Starts out at 10 amps. You can change this to whatever. We've got upslope here in the middle is if you're using trigger like I have before. We've got our amperage and post flow then is the amount of flow that the gas, or the amount of time that the gas flows after you let off the pedal. We go down here. This is how you set if you're using a pedal or a switch or lift arc or whatever. You can set tungsten size. I don't think that really does anything, but just gives the machine some information. High frequency start. This is just if you're using a pedal or if you're doing lift arc or scratch start where you have to physically touch the tungsten to the metal. And then pulse. We've got some fancy stuff here. I haven't actually messed with this. Okay, so pulse, we have different wave shapes, which essentially with square wave, let's see. Can confirm it also smells like crayons. Interesting. At least when it isn't burning oil. That's cool. This a welder. It is a welder. This is a Everlast Typhoon 330. So you can see here you've got different wave shapes. So the square essentially makes the pulse go like this. The triangle, it kind of shoots up and then shoots down. It's a little bit more fluid, and it's also quieter. Sine is like a roller coaster whoops. And then trapezoid, I believe, ramps up, stays flat, and then ramps down. I'm not super well informed on this stuff. I have used these before at work, but I haven't messed around it with this machine yet. And then double pulse, which I believe it kind of sets at 3 different settings. Kind of interesting. I'll have to do more of a dedicated video on that. Let's get out of this double thing. And I'll explain to you guys what actual pulse, how pulse settings actually work. So normal start amps, and then pulse time is the amount of time that you, so if I set this at 50%, it's going to spend 50% of the time at my maximum amperage and 50% of the time at my minimum amperage. Or when I set it at 45, it'll spend 45% of the time at my maximum amperage and 55% at the lower amperage. That interface looks awesome. I thought so too. Can you show the data plate of the Everlast welder? Let's see. I don't know if it has like a typical data plate. I know we got this guy. And I don't believe it has anything else on the back. It has a plug for the cooler here and a plug for the wireless pedal, which is still in transit. Right now I have a wired pedal, but they're sending me the wireless pedal that comes with the welder. It was out of stock. Customization than my phone. That's pretty funny. I didn't know they came this big and complicated. Yeah. Impressive warranty program. Seems like they cover shipping if there are warranty claims for like 5 years. Yeah, it is 5 years. It's really nice. 210 amps for 100% running time is really good. Oh, yeah. The duty cycle is very nice on these. So pulse time is the amount of time it spends at the higher amperage versus the lower amperage. Pulse frequency is how many pulses per second. So you can go down to 0.1 pulse per second, and I believe this goes up to 500 or 1,000. I do wish this dial could turn a little faster. Typically 100 pulses per second is all you need. I'm pretty sure it goes up to 500. I'm not going to go all the way up there. I used to use pulse on stainless tubing. I don't think I am going to do that anymore because I think I'm just going to use straight current to get a little bit better penetration. So we can talk more about that in later videos. Pulse amperage. So this is, so if I'm at, say I'm at 100 amps and I set this at 50%, it'll drop down to 50 amps. It'll jump back up to 100, drop down to 50, set at 50%. So basically that's just your minimum amperage that it drops down to. Yeah. So you can save different programs up to 30, which is really cool. But I honestly think I end up just not using that and just staying on one and setting it where I want it. I have this set right now for running some manifold tube, actually, because I was practicing in preparation for the R33 GTR manifold, which you can see sitting right there. Yeah. So I'm going to flip this guy around and we will see. Does anyone have any questions on welders, on the Viper Swap Dodge Charger? We'll take a walk over and look at that thing if you guys are interested. Here it is, Viper Swapped Dodge Charger. This is a 97 engine, so it's an 8-liter V10. And the nice thing about the 96 to 99 engines is that they have all forged internals. All forged pistons, rods, crank, so this thing will just love boost, and that's my plan, is twin turbos. I found this engine in Connecticut. Engine and transmission. It is the 6-speed T56. Working on building engine mounts for it right now. I've commented this before, but won't reinforcement for the frame be necessary considering the amount of power? It's going to be a full tube chassis, the car. So all of these frame rails that you see here, they're going to be gone. This floor is going to be gone. Essentially, the only thing left of this car is going to be the fenders, the doors, the quarters, and the roof. Everything else is going to be gone and turned into chromoly tube chassis. Low compression pistons with a twin turbo setup. No, total boost is going to be like 6 to 8 pounds. So they should be good as is. Yes, I'm on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. Well, not technically on the coast, but Eastern United States. Will you be making a custom drive shaft? Yes, I'm building an aluminum drive shaft. You can see here, actually, I 3D printed this attachment to slide into the splines with a rope that'll come out so I can check my angles and everything. What part of PA? I'm near Scranton, not far from Scranton, Pennsylvania. But yeah, so there's that. It's going to be dry sump oil pan, very close to the ground. I'm going to be doing, I think, a lot of carbon fiber. Do you watch the Fabrication series? at all on YouTube? I have, yeah, I've watched a lot of his stuff. He's a cool guy. Yeah, so I think this is pretty much everything on the Viper. I have all Viper gauges that I'll be using. I've got 1000cc injectors that'll be going in it with fuel rails. These factory ones do not have fuel rails. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about it, drop it down there. Nice, man, in Philly. That is cool. Yeah, so watch out for any questions from you guys. I guess, what are some of your favorite channels on YouTube? Favorite channels, let's see. I don't really like any of the typical guys. That Pacific Arc TIG welding's cool, but I don't know. Guys, honestly, I don't watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, but I don't like follow people consistently. I just use it. I use it at like Google. I look up what I need to know, and then I'm off of it. I seem to recall the idea with the twin turbos sometimes is with two smaller turbos, you can get the boost you need while allowing them to spool up faster than larger turbos. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and there's another reason I can't recall right at the moment. It's essentially what you're saying, a slightly different variation of it. I'm not sure if you've seen it. I just watched it yesterday, but he modified CNC plasma table to pre-notch pipe. I saw that. I've seen him do that. I want to do that. Like, sub, smash that button. I live on the coast of North Carolina, but I'm watching from work at the top of Alaska. That's pretty cool, man. Hey guys in the chat, get the likes up, smash that button. Thanks, man. With the power, will that aluminum drive shaft not twist? No. Aluminum drive shafts are plenty strong enough for now. The engine as is only 400 horsepower, so this is just a temporary build. Later on, I might go with chromoly or carbon fiber, depending on what I need. All this to avoid turbo lag, I guess. Yeah, pretty much. And you get to say you have 2 turbos. What hobbies do you have outside the shop? None. I go to the gym. That's all. If you're aiming on pushing 6 to 8 PSI of boost, big turbos aren't really needed. Would be much nicer as they'll spool up faster. Yeah, definitely. No, I'm not going huge with it. They'll probably be around 68 millimeter turbos, something like that. You said for twin turbos, yeah. Plus this thing has 4 round headlights, so I'm thinking of ditching 2 of those, or 1 on each side. We'll have some nice turbo intakes through that awesome looking grill. All right, guys. I am kind of tapped out here on the stuff that I've got for you. I guess let's get down to it, and we'll choose a winner. So I'm going to go on here to my giveaway tracker guy here. Let's make sure no one else is trying to get entered. Let's refresh this. Oh, we have 2 people. Pete and William Davis. All right, I let these guys in. If you guys just joined from here, I'm sorry I didn't let you in till now. Throw your comments on the Lincoln Square Wave TIG 200 giveaway to get 3 entries and get a chance to win. I'm going to give you like 2 minutes to do that. If you need more time, say it in the comments. Let's go. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Yay. Thanks, that me. Yeah, no, it's only 400 horsepower right now. I'm shooting for 800 on 6 pounds of boost. That will be the like baseline, and then I can go up to like 1200 on the stock engine. After that, it's gonna start needing pistons and such. New comment here. All right, Wild 4082. All right, man, I'm gonna give you your 3 entries. I know you're already in here. That's 3 more entries for you. Wild 4082. 12 entries now. All right, let's see if there's anyone else. Anyone else here? If you want to get entered, if you're not entered yet, throw your comment on the Welder Giveaway post. You just trailer the finished product to various car shows. I never drive it anywhere. I suppose that would be the safest option. Oh no, I'm gonna drive it. Yeah, that's one thing I've promised myself is I have to drive it. I'm gonna race it as well. It's part of the plan is I want this to be the car, a car that I can try drifting, try drag racing, try time attack, see what kind of racing I want to do, and do that. All right, guys, we're gonna choose a winner. Drum roll, please. Running a T56, yes. All right, we're gonna choose a winner right now. And the winner is Brantley Reeves. Congratulations, man. I know you're in the school community. You have won. Are you still in the live? Brantley Reeves. I don't think he's in here. I don't think he's on the live, but I will announce it on my school community and we'll get a reply from him. And that'll be that. If you guys, I think you guys are all in the school community now. I'm gonna transfer this over to there and we'll get Brantley as welder. And I'll see you guys in the school community.